Rivers, mountains, valleys, colors, breeze, and the aroma of lavender infused in the atmosphere. If there can be ever a conception of paradise on earth, it would include these elements. To improve this beauty further, progressive farmers like Kunjalal Bhagat from Bhadarwa in Doda district of Jammu will be mentioned in the future, who have started cultivating beautiful lavender in their fields since 2016.
डिस्ट्रिक्ट डोडा के ही बंदों को और किश्तवाड़ या जो भी ऊपर हाई एल्टीट्यूड पर जो रहते हैं उनको लवेंडर का इस्तेमाल करना चाहिए, लवेंडर का इस्तेमाल करना चाहिए। और लवेंडर जो है इस वक्त हमारे लिए बहुत ही फ़ायदेमंद चीज़ है।
करीब 2500 मीटर की हाइट पर आप इसका देखेंगे कितनी फुल ब्लूमिंग में है ये पूरी की पूरी क्रॉप। और ये एक ऐसी क्रॉप है जो यहाँ के फार्मर्स का भविष्य बदल सकती है। जैसा कि अरोमा मिशन का हमारा लक्ष्य है किसानों की आय को दुगने से ज़्यादा बढ़ाना।
Since a few years, the farmer Darshan Lal of Chakodhar in Mandi district of Himachal Pradesh is also very zealous about the cultivation of wild marigold.
जहाँ मेरी मक्की 15 कुंटल निकलती है, ये वहाँ 30-35 कुंटल निकलता है। रेट बराबर जा रहा है, मक्की 1400 हुई, ये 1500 है।
Turmeric, filled with aroma and medicinal properties, has always been an integral part of the Indian cuisine. But attempts to extract oil from high-quality turmeric leaves have begun only recently. This is happening because the farmers of the country are witnessing a meaningful change and becoming part of a mission under which the farmers are cultivating such crops in their fields that produce aromatic oil containing medicinal properties. This mission is afoot because of the government's goal of doubling the income of the farmers of the country. The mission is called Aroma Mission. As the name suggests, aroma means fragrance. This fragrance is an integral part of our daily life. Soaps, oil, toothpaste, cosmetics, medicines, food ingredients, perfumes. Each one of us uses these items every day. Without fragrance, we can't even imagine these things.
सुबह जब हम उठते हैं और हम ब्रश करते हैं तो वहीं से ही एसेंशियल ऑयल का रोल शुरू हो जाता है। अगर आपके टूथपेस्ट में मिंटी स्मेल ना हो, वो जो फ्रेशनेस आती है जो कि पुदीने के तेल में होती है, तो उससे जो है हमारा ब्रश करते हैं और हमें बड़ी सूदिंग सी बड़ी अच्छी स्मेल मिलती है। फिर हम अगर स्नान करने जाते हैं और साबुन में खुशबू ना हो तो भी हम नहीं चल सकते हैं।
The question is, where does this scent come from in all the essential items of our life? Behind this is the visionary thinking of the Aroma Mission and the labor of the country's farmers. With the cultivation of aroma crops, the industry gets prized aromatic natural oil, which bring fragrances to our lives in many ways. And in the form of excessive income, in the form of savings, the happiness reaches the farmers who cultivate the aroma crops.
बंदर वगैरह जैसे ज़मीन खाली रहती थी हमारी, बंदर खा जाते थे, मक्की को बंदर खा जाते थे। जैसे कि फिर हमने गेंदा शुरू कर दिया, जंगली गेंदा बिजना। ये IHBT पालमपुर वाले ने ऐसा बताया कि यार खेती खाली क्यों है ज़मीन। उन्होंने कहा बंदर खाते हैं, क्या करना है इसमें। फिर उन्होंने बीज बाज दिया, फिर हमने इसका जो तो बीज फेंका ज़मीन में और काफ़ी फसल आने लगी।
ये एरोमेटिक जो प्लांट्स है, इससे हमें यही फ़ायदा दिखाई दिया कि मक्की और धान जो गेहूं से ये 3-4 गुना ज़्यादा है।
The cultivation of aroma crops is so fast that the requirement of essential oils of the country's industries will be fulfilled very soon by the aroma crops in the fields of India. And after a few years, India will also be a big partner in meeting the global aromatic oil demand.
आज से करीब 30 साल पहले हमारा देश मेंथोल का आयात करता था और पिछले 20 साल से हमारे सीमैप के कंट्रीब्यूशंस की वजह से हम वर्ल्ड में लार्जेस्ट मिंट ऑयल प्रोड्यूसर और लार्जेस्ट एक्सपोर्टर बने हुए हैं। दुनिया का जो नेचुरल मेंथॉल टोटल प्रोड्यूस होता है उसका 80% इंडिया में प्रोड्यूस होता है।
मेंथा को छोड़ के हम लोग और एटलीस्ट 4-5 क्रॉप में इंडिया को नंबर 1 बना लें, ये एक बहुत बड़ा उपलब्धि होगा। इससे हमारे किसान भाइयों को भी बहुत फ़ायदा होगा और हम लोग भी जो इंपोर्ट करते हैं आज बहुत सारी फॉरेन एक्सचेंज देते हैं, इसके जगह में हम लोग हो सकता है कि एक्सपोर्ट भी करने लगे।
Two teams of scientists from CSIR Lab IIM Jammu travelled hundreds of kilometers to Jammu and from Kashmir to Bhadarwa in Doda district to provide lavender plants to the farmers for free. The aim is to establish the Chenab Valley of Jammu region on the lines of Kashmir as Lavender Valley on the globe and change the fate and picture of the farmers here.
हिस्टोरिकली जो हम पिछले 15-20 साल से लेवेंडर कश्मीर वैली में कर रहे थे IIM, और 4-5 साल पहले हमने इसको सोचा कि क्यों ना हम इसको जम्मू में ले आएँ, क्योंकि वेदर एक सा है, बर्फ़ चाहिए इसको, बर्फ़ यहाँ भी पड़ती है, अल्टीट्यूड भी वही है। तो यहाँ पर जब हमने लेवेंडर इंट्रोड्यूस किया तो जो पिकअप हुआ फार्मर्स के अंदर वो बहुत रैपिडली हुआ, कश्मीर से भी ज़्यादा तेज़ी से हुआ, और जो ऑयल प्रोड्यूस हुआ वो एक्चुअली सुपीरियर क्वालिटी का ऑयल प्रोड्यूस हुआ। तो जो वैल्यू है 10-11 हज़ार रुपये तक फार्मर्स को इसकी वैल्यू मिल रही है।
Nearly 500 kilometers away from the Chenab Valley of Jammu region, the farmers of Chakodhar of Mandi in Himachal Pradesh are also very excited about the cultivation of aroma crops.
जब हमारा गेंदा, ना इसमें मेहनत करना हमने, ना तो इसको बंदर देखना है, ना तो सूर देखना है। ये एक्चुअली 15 क्विंटल जहाँ मक्की निकलती है, ये हमारा 30-40 क्विंटल निकलता है।
If required, such mobile distillation units are transmitted among the farmers in the harvesting season on behalf of IHBT, so that farmers, instead of giving their ready crop to the dealers or middlemen, can extract oil and sell it directly in the market and earn better profits, while also ensuring their involvement in the economic growth of the country.
छोटे डिस्टिलेशन यूनिट हैं और किसान के छोटे छोटे जो क्लस्टर्स होते हैं जिसमें 15 से 20 किसान होते हैं, और हम उनको उन्हीं के जो उनकी रजिस्टर्ड सोसाइटीज़ हैं उनके तहत हम उन्हीं के फील्ड में इनको डिस्टिलेशन यूनिट को एस्टेब्लिश करते हैं और उनको हम पूरी प्रशिक्षण देते हैं जिससे कि वो अपना जो फसलों का तेल है उसको वो डिस्टिल कर सकें और उसको खुद अपना तेल तैयार कर सकें और वैल्यू एडिशन कर सकें अपनी फसल के लिए।
Behind the success of the Aroma Mission is the continuous endeavor of the scientists of all the participating labs of CSIR.
हमारी 5 प्रयोगशालाएं हैं। एक जोरहाट में है जो नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न रीजन को कैटर करती है, दूसरा एक जम्मू में इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ इंटीग्रेटिव मेडिसिन है, वो मिलकर काम कर रही है, एक पालमपुर में इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ हिमालयन बायो रिसोर्स टेक्नोलॉजी है, और 2 प्रयोगशालाएं, एक हमारी प्रयोगशाला, एक नेशनल बोटेनिकल रिसर्च इंस्टीट्यूट लखनऊ में। ये 5 प्रयोगशालाएं मिल करके मिशन मोड में किसानों की बेहतरी के लिए, उनकी इनकम बढ़ाने के लिए एरोमेटिक क्रॉप्स का डिप्लॉयमेंट, उसकी खेती को प्रमोट कर रहे हैं।
The target has been set. It means we should start cultivating aroma crops in minimum 6,000 hectares of new land in the entire country in the next 3 years. And the achievements so far are quite encouraging. At some places, the cultivation of lemongrass is taking place. At others, palmarosa, the mint crop, has been planted. And elsewhere, vetiver is being cultivated. Under the Aroma Mission, there are a total of 17 aroma crops whose cultivation is being promoted. Aroma crops have been selected in a way that there must be one for all major climatic areas.
हमारी जो एरोमेटिक क्रॉप्स हैं, अगर पानी कम है तब भी अच्छा फ़ायदा देंगी। फ्लड की सिचुएशन है, नदी का किनारा है, वहाँ के लिए हमारी क्रॉप्स हैं, वो भी फ़ायदा देंगी। हाई एल्टीट्यूड पे, हिल्स पे, जहाँ पर कि जानवरों का बड़ा प्रकोप है, वहाँ पर हमारे पास क्रॉप्स हैं जो कल्टीवेट कर सकते हैं। जंगली गेंदा है, लेवेंडर जो बहुत ही प्रॉमिसिंग क्रॉप है, तो वो हमारी जम्मू की लैब है, वो उसमें कंट्रीब्यूट कर रही है।
क्लाइमेटिक कंडीशंस आर डिफरेंट, रेनफॉल इज डिफरेंट, ये जो सब पूरा डाइवर्सिटी है हमारा, उसमें भी हमारा डाइवर्स एरोमेटिक प्लांट्स बढ़ते हैं। सो ये हमारा फ़ायदा है।
Care is also taken that the varieties of aroma crops which are of good quality and give more oil to the farmers should be distributed.
लेवेंडर जो कि एक एरोमेटिक प्लांट है, एरोमेटिक का मतलब है ये जो लेवेंडर का पौधा है, इसको हम काश्त करेंगे तो इससे हमें जो फ्लावर्स आएंगे, फूल आएंगे, उस फूल का हम तेल निकालते हैं, जो ऑलरेडी हमने आपको एक्सट्रैक्शन का प्रोसीजर बताया है। मैं आपको इस लेवेंडर का लगाने का तरीका बताता हूँ। ये जो पौधा है, इसमें ये 1 साल का पौधा है, इसमें नीचे जड़ है, रूट है। इसको आप लगाएंगे, थोड़ा सा आधे फुट का गड्ढा खोद के नीचे लगाना है, ऊपर से मिट्टी डालनी है और 2-3 बार इसको हफ्ते 10 दिन के अंदर पानी देते रहना है।
आप में से ही अगर हम अभी यहाँ ही पे देखेंगे 3-4 फार्मर जिनको हम प्रोग्रेसिव फार्मर कहते हैं, जिन्होंने 2 कनाल से स्टार्ट किया है, 3 कनाल से स्टार्ट किया है और आज 50 कनाल 100 कनाल तक भी उन्होंने काश्त बढ़ा दी है। लेकिन मेन एम और ऑब्जेक्टिव सिर्फ आपका यही रहेगा कि आपकी इनकम बढ़ जाए।
To know which type of turmeric or curcumin will be best for leaf oil, 38 varieties of turmeric from NRI Lucknow were planted in the nurseries across the country.
तो CSIR NBRI ने जो केसरी नाम की किस्म विकसित करके किसानों के बीच एरोमा मिशन में हम लोग ले जा रहे हैं, उसमें ये गुण है, इसकी उपज अच्छी है, इसकी पत्तियों का जो तेल है उसके लिए जो उसके रासायनिक संगठन है उसके हिसाब से हमने इंडस्ट्री से नेगोशिएट करके उसका एक एग्रीमेंट किया हुआ है कि इस एरोमा मिशन के अंतर्गत जो किसान भाई केसरी खेती उगा करके उसकी पत्ती का तेल निकालेंगे, उसकी बिक्री सुनिश्चित है।
The world's aroma industry is worth billions of dollars. But due to the lack of supply of essential oil, aroma industries have started using artificial and semi-synthetic materials, not only in India but elsewhere in many countries too. But their first priority is naturally extracted essential oil made up of natural flowers, leaves and roots.
इसका काफ़ी बड़ा डिमांड हिंदुस्तान में और विदेशों में है, जो कि अभी पूर्ति भी नहीं हो पा रही है। तो चूँकि इसकी डिमांड बढ़ रही है और उसका हिंदुस्तान में एक कल्टीवेशन एरिया बहुत है, यहाँ फार्मिंग बहुत है, छोटे और बड़े मिला के बहुत किसान हैं यहाँ पर। तो मैं तो ये कहूँगा कि ये बहुत ही अच्छा एक मूव शुरू किया है एरोमा मिशन।
तो मोस्ट प्रेशियस क्रॉप्स हैं जैसे लेवेंडर, क्लेरिसेज, जेरेनियम, रोजमेरी, ये इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में बहुत बड़ी डिमांड है इनकी, और जितनी डिमांड इंडिया से है उसका हम 1% भी प्रोड्यूस नहीं कर पा रहे हैं। तो ये बहुत हाई वैल्यू क्रॉप्स हैं। जैसे लेवेंडर यहाँ जो हम प्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं उसकी आज कीमत फार्मर को 10,000 रुपये पर लीटर मिल रही है। जो फार्मर पर एकड़ 10-12 हज़ार 15,000 रुपये कमाता था, आज वो ईजिली 1 लाख 1.5 लाख रुपये कमा रहा है। और बहुत से फार्मर्स ऐसे हैं जो आपने फील्ड में जाके देखा होगा। तो हमने इस प्रोग्राम के तहत इनको तैयार करना है, क्वालिटी प्लांटिंग मटेरियल देना है इनको। हर फार्मर को हम लोग 1 एकड़ के लिए प्लांटिंग मटेरियल फ्री दे रहे हैं। 40-50 फार्मर का जो क्लस्टर है उसमें एक डिस्टिलेशन यूनिट लगा के दे रहे हैं, 2 टन 1 टन का। और उसके साथ साथ हम बाईबैक गारंटी का भी अरेंजमेंट कर रहे हैं।
Right now, the world's essential oil market is dominated by the French city, popularly known as Grasse. The city of Grasse is famous as the world's perfume capital. This city is known for its different natural fragrances for 3,000 years approximately. The French perfumes made mainly out of rose and jasmine are famous all over the world. If Grasse is the perfume capital of the world, then the city of Kannauj in Uttar Pradesh is the perfume capital of India. Like the city of Grasse in France, fresh flowers are brought from the gardens to the production units in the morning, and the pure essential oil of international standards is prepared by traditional distillation methods. Like the city of Grasse in France, fresh flowers are brought from the gardens to the production units in the morning, and the pure essential oil of international standards is prepared by traditional distillation methods. The perfume industry of Kannauj is also 5,000 years old. There are more than 200 perfume factories. Approximately 80% of the population is directly or indirectly associated with the perfume industry.
कि हमारे जो प्रोडक्ट्स हैं वो यूरोप में अच्छे इसकी खपत है। मिडल ईस्ट एक अच्छी मार्केट है जहाँ पे हमारे टाइप के जो रॉ मटेरियल्स हैं जिनके लिए फ्रेग्रेंसेस बनते हैं वो वहाँ पे बहुत प्रेफर किए जाते हैं मिडल ईस्ट में।
This is also the biggest challenge for the Aroma Mission, which is being run by the prestigious labs of CSIR in collaboration with the central government. Be it the aroma crops or the value-added products made from essential oil or aromatic oil, special care is taken at every point to maintain the quality of international standards. CMAP Lucknow has developed many advanced designs for distillation and its mass production, so that the farmers can be given small or big suitable distillation units according to their needs.
इस क्रॉप में स्टेम, लीफ और फ्लावर तीनों में इसमें ऑयल होता है, ऑयल कंटेंट होती है। तो इसको हम 6 इंच, 8 इंच या 10 इंच, 1 फीट जैसा भी स्टेम अगर मोटा ज़्यादा है तो उसको 1 फीट छोड़ देते हैं, वरना हार्वेस्ट करके एज इट इज़ उसको इस टैंक में भर देते हैं। फिर नीचे से आग जलाते हैं। आग जलाने पे इसमें वही पानी वाला सिस्टम बॉयल होता है और ऑयल जो होता है पानी के साथ वेपर अप होता है। वेपर अप होने के साथ जो है आगे कंडेंसर लगा हुआ है, वहाँ पे हम कंडेंस कर लेते हैं। फिर नीचे फनल लगे हुए हैं जिसमें से सेपरेट कर लेते हैं ऑयल को अलग और वाटर को अलग।
The conventional hydro-based Bhabka distillation unit is also in great use, especially in the Itra city Kannauj. But the distillation units developed by CSIR lab scientists are better on many criteria, like oil recovery is 10 to 12% higher. Oil comes out in 3 to 4 hours instead of 5 to 6 hours. 20 to 30% of less fuel is required. They are durable, easy to maintain and available from 200 kg to 2000 kg capacity.
किसान जो नॉर्मल डिस्टिलेशन यूनिट लगाता है उसकी तुलना में जो हमारी डिस्टिलेशन यूनिट्स हैं उसमें 15 से 20% ऑयल की यील्ड बढ़ जाती है। तो इस प्रकार से हर एक स्टेप पे अगर हम 15% 20% की इंक्रीज़ कर सकें तो टोटल मिला के 50 से 60% की इंक्रीज़ हो जाती है। तो हर एक जो लैब है वो इम्प्रूव्ड वैरायटीज़, इम्प्रूव्ड एग्रो टेक्नोलॉजीज़, इम्प्रूव्ड डिस्टिलेशन यूनिट्स ये किसानों को अवेलेबल करा रही हैं, जिससे कि वो उनकी प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी अधिक से अधिक बढ़ सके।
To compete in the global market, it is necessary to ensure that in different parts of the country, the quality of oil prepared in different conditions is certified according to the international standards. Therefore, state-of-the-art labs have been prepared in the Aroma Mission agencies. High-level gas chromatography, mass spectrometry machines have been installed here, which are also used in advanced labs in the city of Grasse. The machine shows the percentage of all the components of essential oil and also prepares their aroma profiles.
इस जंगली गेंदे के तेल से हमने 2 मॉलिक्यूल्स जो करीब 50% जंगली गेंदे के तेल में होते हैं वो हमने सेपरेट किए हैं। इनमें से एक ऑसिमीन है और दूसरा डाईहाइड्रोटेजिटोन है। डाईहाइड्रोटेजिटोन जो है हमारे घरों के जो गेंदे होते हैं उन गेंदों के अंदर जो खुशबू होती है उस खुशबू का होता है। अगर आप देखें तो तीनों को आप देख करके ही बता सकते हैं कि तीनों अलग हैं, लेकिन जो ये टेजिटस मैन्यूटा का ऑयल है उसके अंदर से ये 2 मॉलिक्यूल्स हमने निकाले हैं इनकी गुणता पहचानने के लिए।
While one attempt under the Aroma Mission is that the farmers produce good quality natural oils, another attempt is also being made that some value-added products should also be prepared from these oils so that the farmers get good prices and the demand for the oil also increases. Mosquito repellents have been made with aroma kits in the labs of IIIM Jammu, and products such as hand sanitizers and disinfectants have been prepared from turmeric leaf oil in NBRI Lucknow labs.
2 प्रोडक्ट NBRI ने डेवलप किए हैं। एक अल्कोहल फ्री हैंड सैनिटाइज़र है जो डिफरेंट वेरिएंट्स, डिफरेंट एरोमेटिक फ्लेवर में अवेलेबल है, डेवलप किया है। दूसरा है फ्लोर क्लीनर, और ये प्रोडक्ट केवल एंटी माइक्रोबियल और फ्लोर क्लीनर का ही काम नहीं करता है, इसमें विशेष फीचर्स भी हैं, जैसे इंसेक्ट रिपेलेंट एक्टिविटी भी है इसमें।
Farmers are working hard in the fields, and the scientists are engaged in all sorts of measures to make better sync between the farmer and the industry. The veterans of the industry are also contributing in carrying forward this fragrance business of the country in their own way. Chandausi's Hindustan Mint and Agro Products Private Limited is among the selected companies in the country which are exporting essential oil and finished products to America and many other countries. In the fractional distillation unit of Hindustan Mint at Chandausi, on one hand, component oils of mentha oil are being isolated, and on the other, 96% of pure oil-made crystals are being prepared for export.
इसका हिंदुस्तान में मेंथा ऑयल का इस समय जो प्रोडक्शन है वो करीब 45,000 टन मेंथा ऑयल पूरे इंडिया में बनता है। इसके 45,000 टन में करीब 37,000 टन के फिनिश प्रोडक्ट बनकर विदेश को चले जाते हैं।
Similarly, Sahibabad's Ultra International Company has also made tireless efforts to achieve this target by exporting exotic essential oils and large-scale export business in flavors and fragrance sector. The aroma of the country's soil through the hard work of the farmers is reaching the whole world in a new shape, in a new way, by passing through the production and processing units of the country's largest companies like Hindustan Mint and Ultra International.
जो फ्रेग्रेंस एंड फ्लेवर्स हमारी जो एक्सपोर्ट मार्केट है ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड ही है। यूएस में जाता है, यूरोप में जाता है हमारा, मिडिल ईस्ट में जाता है, एशियन कंट्रीज में जाता है।
Entrepreneurs associated with the Itra business since many generations in the Itanagar Kannauj also say that aroma mission is good for them.
बहुत बढ़िया एक इनिशिएटिव है एक सरकार का। किसान अगर मोटिवेट होता है ये चीज़ें उगाने के लिए तो वीव गॉट इमेंस अमाउंट ऑफ पोटेंशियल। मैं आपको बताऊं, तुलसी हम लोग इतने साल से कह रहे हैं, हमारे वेदों में लिखा हुआ है, पर इस तरह का मैसिव प्रोडक्शन या कल्टीवेशन ऑफ तुलसी नहीं हुआ है जो पिछले 10 या 15 साल में हुआ है।
There can be only one doubt about the entire plan of Aroma Mission. What would happen in the case of oversupply in the years to come? In that case, dropping prices of essential oil and decreasing profits of farmers might become a serious issue.
देखिए, ये एक ऐसा सेक्टर है जिसमें मैं आपको बहुत कॉन्फिडेंटली कह सकता हूँ कि अगले 20-25 साल तक इंडिया का ग्रोथ पोटेंशियल मिनिमम 20% है। मैं आपको एग्जांपल बताता हूँ। इस वक्त इंडिया से लेवेंडर ऑयल की डिमांड है 40,000 किलो और हम टोटल प्रोड्यूस करते हैं मैक्सिमम 3,000 किलो। तो 3,000 से 40,000 में पहुँचने में आप सोचिए कितना एरिया हमें कवर करना पड़ेगा और कितनी ग्रोथ है।
पॉपुलेशन बढ़ रही है तो हर आदमी टूथपेस्ट भी करता है, च्युइंगम भी इस्तेमाल करता है, मेडिसिन भी खाता है, एरोमाथेरेपी के ऑयल्स भी यूज करता है। तो मतलब आप ये समझिए कि सुबह उठने से लेके टॉयलेट से लेके धूप बत्ती, अगरबत्ती, स्प्रे, परफ्यूम हर आदमी को ना शाम तक चाहिए ही चाहिए। तो इसके डिमांड आने वाले समय में और तेज़ी से बढ़ेगी।
Clearly, if the cultivation of aroma crops in the country is increasing, the demand for finished products from the international oil market is also increasing, so that there is no concern of lowering demand for at least 1 to 1.5 decades. By cultivating the crop of creation and progress, the farmers of the country are becoming a part of the great business and are contributing to shaping the future of our country.
Welcome to our show, Science for a Self-Reliant India. I'm Arjun Bhagat. Today, we have a very special show for you on the BCT, the Balipara Chardwar Tawang Highway. It is 317 kilometers. It goes from the plains to the lower hills to the high altitude areas where we are currently right now. We'll take you on this fantastic journey with the Border Roads Organization, an organization that is responsible for this highway. And they are using a lot of science and technology to maintain this highway. And they have the toughest job to keep these lifelines to our borders open in the most difficult of climatic conditions. So let's go ahead and see how they manage this difficult task.
This road is of very major significance to us, not only for moving the troops, but also for the civilian population movement in this sector, because this is the main artery in the western Arunachal Pradesh. And two major tunnels are also being made on this road, that is Nichipu Tunnel as well as the Sela Tunnel. Sela Tunnel is being constructed at a height of approximately 13,000 feet and above, and so is Nichipu Tunnel, which is of course at lesser height, but these two tunnels will reduce the movement of the troops drastically on this axis.
In our previous episode on Science for a Self-Reliant India, we took a close look at the under-construction Sela Tunnel project at a height of over 13,000 feet amidst frigid conditions. In this episode, our journey through the northeastern state of India, Arunachal Pradesh, continues. We focus on how the Border Roads Organization is leveraging science, technology and engineering to improve and widen mountain roads on seemingly impossible new alignments.
BRO has been interacting with almost all the IITs, especially Delhi, Kanpur, Roorkee, Guwahati and Mumbai, on latest technology in the road construction. Number of places we have used, especially the plastic road of 10 kilometers has been made on this axis, and all the roadside permanent works and protective works of the new technology, the geocells, geowebs, cementitious road, all technologies have been used on this BCT road.
We look at new environmentally friendly techniques such as slope stabilization, debris barriers on towering cliffs, and application of new materials like interlocking cement bricks for high altitude snow battered roads. These initiatives go a long way in realizing India's mission of an Atmanirbhar Bharat, of not only creating strategic infrastructure but providing jobs and propelling India towards further economic empowerment. As the BCT road makes its way up towards Tawang through lush green forests and steep mountain ridges, there are wide valleys and water channels along the hills. Here, loose rock strata accumulates due to fracturing and weathering of rocks, leading to rockfall hazards. On several stretches of the BCT and the interlinked roads, the rock mass of the mountains is fragmented and splintered, a result of geological characteristics, heavy rains and extreme fluctuation of temperature. Rocks and debris from the more vulnerable ridges and rocky cliffs often fall from massive heights at great intensity, disrupting vehicular movement and even causing loss of life and goods.
Presently, my unit is taking care of this 88 kilometer of the BCT road, the Balipara Chardwar Tawang road, which is a very important road for Arunachal Pradesh as well as for the nation also. Previously, this was a single lane road of 3.75 meter width and had a lot of gradient, was not so good for the vehicles to ply, leading to a lot of accidents. Now the government, we have decided the border road is responsible for widening it into the national highway double lane specification, in which we have increased the width from 3.75 to 7 meter and till 7.35 meters, which has improved the connectivity and the trafficability of the road to such a great extent.
Conventional methods like breast walls and retaining walls to arrest rock falls are not very effective and give way sooner or later. By leveraging new techniques and technology, the BRO engineers reached out to scientists of the Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay, to develop indigenous debris flow barriers suitable for the eastern Himalayan rock strata.
We use this technique where we have fragile mountain slope, especially the fractured soil strata. The rock over here is of poor quality, and there are chances that during monsoons, when the water percolates inside these rocks, there are chances of triggering of the slides.
The scientists of IIT Bombay surveyed and studied these mountainous terrains minutely for rockfall hazards, after which they came up with the debris flow barrier technique, in which special steel grid wire meshes are installed on top of the vulnerable sites to contain the debris from falling off directly onto the roads. But this is a difficult and dangerous process and involves specialized and highly trained teams raffling up the mountainsides wearing safety harnesses to put in place the debris flow barriers, a laborious, hazardous and time-consuming process.
Here we are using these specialized engineering techniques to stabilize the hill slopes of these fragile mountains at a massive scale. As you can see behind me, there are individuals who have climbed up, and these are specially trained individuals. Special training is imparted to them. They climb up on the hill slope and then they carry out the drilling using these machines, jackhammers. After drilling, they use the CT bolts, continuously threaded bolts. These bolts are drilled into the hill slope, and then the steel grid wire mesh is laid over the top of the complete hill slope. These steel grid wire meshes are then fixed using these CT bolts.
So how are debris flow barriers erected to mitigate the problem of rockfall? First, a 4-meter long pipe is inserted inside the rock. Then a cement mixture is poured from the top of the pipe to solidify any cracks or gaps. Then a steel wire mesh is put across the entire rock face and is fixed with the help of a steel grid on top of the pipe. Finally, the grid is fastened with bolts to hold the mesh in its place.
We are doing the work to prevent rockfall or the falling of loose rock boulders in this region. We work to mitigate the risk of debris falling over the traffic passing through the road here. The mesh that we are installing here prevents the rock to fall off directly on the road. Instead, the boulders will slide inside the mesh and will fall on the ground without disturbing the vehicular movements.
बाहर निकल के नहीं आएगा सर.
In spite of environmental constraints and the risk of life involved in working on loose vertical cliffs, the specially trained personnel of the Border Roads Organization and its contractors are working relentlessly to make our roads safer by putting in place these large ring nets and double-twisted hexagonal meshes to secure mounted cliffs. The western Arunachal landscape is spread over an area of 7,000 square kilometers in the West Kameng and Tawang districts of Arunachal Pradesh. Located in the northeastern part of India, the expanse comprises of mountains from 50 meters above sea level in the foothills to high elevations of over 7,000 meters. The region is diverse climatically, from dry regions with less than 1,000 millimeters of annual rainfall to regions with over 5,700 millimeters of rainfall. The third highest mountain peak in northeast India, Mount Gorichin, stands majestically and proud, and from its glaciers flows the Kameng River, which joins the mighty Brahmaputra. The Himalayan region in Arunachal Pradesh, like other mountainous parts of northeast India, comprises of young fragile mountains leading to unstable slopes and sinking zones, making them prone to landslides. Geologically, landslides are caused by disturbances in the natural stability of a slope, resulting in the downslope movement of a mass of rock, debris or soil. They are a type of mass wasting, which means downslope movement of soil and rock under the direct influence of gravity. Most landslides are caused by multiple factors that act together to destabilize the slope. Earthquakes, heavy rainfall, snow melt and volcanic eruptions can destabilize slopes directly or weaken the materials and cause cracks that will eventually produce a landslide. In recent years, a major cause for landslides in mountain terrains has been human activities, from deforestation, cultivation, road construction or widening, construction vibrations from machinery, among others. Landslides cause massive damage to life, infrastructure and natural ecosystems. In fact, it's not uncommon for entire hillsides to be swept away during the intense monsoons which lash Arunachal Pradesh from April to September, or the heavy snowfall in the higher reaches. On the BCT road, landslides can often mean roadblocks for days, and the responsibility of clearing the debris and opening the roads, no matter how difficult the challenge, falls on the BRO. While emergency clearance of roads is an ongoing activity, the BRO has been looking at ways in which slide-prone slopes can be stabilized from a long-term perspective. BRO engineers and geological experts are working to find long-term solutions to secure and stabilize mountainsides where landslide reoccurrence is frequent. So the process of identifying landslide-prone stretches is currently being undertaken. The idea is to move away from traditional techniques like simple wall reinforcements to modern techniques of slope conservation. Essentially, it's a combination of studying the contours of the slope, its gradients, its ecological compositions, then using new materials and supports, and combining that with an ecological approach of planting fast-growing grasses and shrubs to secure the area. The importance of modern techniques of controlling landslides cannot be overstated. After all, India has some 30% of its landmass covered in mountains, and many areas are prone to landslides, causing devastating loss of life and infrastructure. To see for ourselves how the slopes on the BCT highway are being reinforced, we make our way to Sangay, some 200 kilometers on the BCT road. This fragile hillside has been prone to landslides for years. In fact, an army transit camp above it was under threat of being swept away from a landslide. So the entire wedge of the slope at Sange started sliding as the soil's cohesive and shear strength structure had weakened. A major reason of landslides is the weight and the intensity of water draining through the slope, also called pore water pressure. This is the pressure of groundwater held within a soil or rock in gaps between the pores. The action of water and gravity makes for a potent mix, destabilizing the factor of safety or FOS of a slope.
Presently we are at location kilometer 209 at BCT Road, which is the main access to Tawang. So we are standing at slide point Sange. This area is known for slides since 2013 and it has been a major choke point in this BCT road. So conventional methodology has not been successful in this area. So we have adopted slope stabilization technique here.
The hill face needed to be stabilized using state-of-the-art technological solutions. In order to provide a long-term solution to this serious problem, consultation services of the Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati were obtained. The purpose of slope stabilization techniques is to increase the factor of safety of a slope to a level that is considered adequate. It is done by stabilizing the soil by enhancing its mechanical properties using various supports. They include pre-stressed anchors like rock bolts, geosynthetic reinforcement coupled with water drainage, where the water drains are used to reduce water entry and to control the groundwater level.
We have used geomats, 3-dimensional geomats for controlling erosion in the soil. And it is embedded with steel wire meshes and it is embedded with 32 mm dia rock bolts so that the failure of slope is prevented.
One of the advantages of geomats is that they are easy to install and in all weather conditions. Let's see how this technique is implemented on the slope. The first step is site preparation, where existing vegetation, rocks and debris are removed from the slope. Geomats are placed down the slope's length. Then the anchors are placed to hold the geomat on the slope with wire meshes. After this, biotic soil media is hydraulically applied over the entire slope.
We have used biotic soil media, which is used for the growth of grass, so that the soil, the roots get stable and the soil gets stable and it prevents soil erosion. So we have hydraulically applied this biotic soil media, which is a combination of fungi and humic acid and seaweeds. So it imparts nutrients to the grass and helps in faster growth of grass.
The Sange slide point has now been secured and stabilized. This massive slope is slowly but surely coming back to life with the efforts of the BRO. In the next few years, it will be entirely covered with vegetation. It now serves as a wonderful example of how science and technology can help save our ecosystems and at the same time help in the development of our country. We continue our journey towards Tawang by making our way across the Sela Pass. The high altitude areas of Arunachal Pradesh are characterized by harsh climatic conditions, primarily precipitation in the form of heavy snow. The roads, which are painstakingly built in these parts, face the brunt of climatic action.
At present, we are at 13,000 feet, and during winter, the main activity in the high altitude area is snow clearance. Snow clearance can be done manually and mechanically. So here we are doing manually. De-icing is more difficult than snow clearance. De-icing can be done chemically and mechanically. So here we are doing chemically. The most commonly used chemical for the de-icing is common salt. It is sodium chloride. It reduces the freezing point of the water to -18 degrees Celsius. And other compound that we are using is urea. Urea also reduces the melting point of water. It is environmental friendly and its effect is longer. And we can also use inert material, that is sand.
One of the many challenges that the BRO faces in constructing and maintaining these roads is material. Construction of roads traditionally requires large quantities of stone aggregates, sand, bitumen, and heavy machinery for construction and transportation of material. Arranging these materials and logistics for transportation in frigid sub-zero temperatures is truly a Herculean effort. Stone aggregates, which are used in making the base of the road, are particularly difficult to procure in large quantities. So the BRO has been looking for longer lasting and environmentally friendly materials for its road construction.
Our main issue in the entire project AOR, as well as if you say entire northeast area, is the lack of aggregate which is required for your blacktopping and the lower layers. So for that we are now using new technologies in terms of using cementitious base, wherein all the layers below the blacktop are reduced, and you can use the local soil along with cement and some admixtures to do the lower layers, and thereafter even the top layer, the blacktop layer thickness also reduced, so the quantity of aggregate which you are using gets reduced to quite an extent.
Cementitious base is a type of soil cement, a mixture of native soils and manufactured aggregates with measured amounts of cement and water that hardens after compaction and curing to form a strong, durable, frost-resistant paving material. It is a cemented, rigid material that distributes the load over a large area. This technology of road building requires less aggregates in the sub-base of the road, and it is more resistant to freezing rain and spring weather damage. But perhaps the toughest challenge that the BRO faces in high altitude regions is the snow that falls and gets accumulated on the roads. The continuous freezing and thawing action weakens and erodes the layers of the road. In the process of snow clearing, snow dozers often rip off the entire surface of the road. To overcome this, the BRO is leveraging a relatively new technology for road construction using ILCBs, or interlinked concrete blocks, in high altitude areas.
My sector is ranging between 10,000 to 16,000 and connecting a lot of passes. So a snow-clad area like this, where winter is almost for 6 months and rainy season is for 3 to 4 months, we keep looking for the opportunity to construct the roads. Because it's a mixture of monsoons as well as snowfall. What we do is we use this technology of paving a road using ILCB. It is called interlinked concrete block. So it actually is very helpful because the heavy movement, vehicle movement of the army as well as the dozer movement is easy on this kind of pavements. Second thing, the snow melts down very easily. So that is one thing which we are adopting.
The construction method using ILCBs are gaining in popularity as they reduce the building materials, time to construct, cost, as well as increase the road's life cycle. So let's see how this technology is used. First, the site is identified and the soil is leveled. Then the first layer or the granular sub-base is placed. The GSB is a layer in road foundation that works like a drainage layer, where water can pass without damaging other road layers. Then the second layer or water-bound macadam is placed. It is the layer of broken stone aggregates bound together by stone dust and water. It provides the required strength to the road. Then the third layer of sand is put, on which the blocks are placed and interlocked. Then the block joints are filled with suitable fine material. At the edge, restraints or curbstones are put in both sides of the roads. Without a proper restraint in place, the paving stones may move out of place. We are already at over 13,000 feet right now. The road beyond takes us to the border with China. These are remote areas, and the lifelines to those areas to our troops stationed there are the roads. Our show today focused on the BCT highway and how difficult it is for the Border Roads Organization to maintain it. They use a lot of science and technology and engineering skills to keep these lifelines open. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed bringing this episode to you for Science for a Self-Reliant India. This is Arjun Bhagat signing off.
Markets today are flooded with smart systems that can understand our needs and provide services as and when required. Take the example of your smart car interacting with you while parking, or your smart devices at home sensing your presence and providing you information like the room temperature as you enter your home. These are powered by cyber physical systems, which is a new class of engineered system that integrate computation and physical processes. It encompasses technology areas of cybernetics, mechatronics, design, embedded systems, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and much more. Some of the fields that are already reaping the benefits of CPS are medical monitoring, process control systems, robotic systems, and automatic pilot avionics. Though useful and available, we still do not fully understand why cyber-physical systems are and how they are useful to us. So today, we embark on a journey to understand and explore the world that is cyber-physical systems. Let's begin with its origin. Dr. Helen Gill, who specializes in computer and information science and engineering at the National Science Foundation in the United States of America, coined the term cyber-physical systems as it emerged in 2006.
Cyber-physical systems, this is all of future. This is about convergence of technologies, communication, computing, decision-making, perception, and autonomous action. So when you have all of these technologies together, you have digital components, which is communication, computing, decision-making through artificial intelligence. And then you also have the machine or the physical part, which is related to perception, gathering data, and arms that would give it action. So perception to action, and this is all of your future. So examples are manufacturing in Industry 4.0, where you have intelligent machines that do self-diagnosis. They also do the decision-making, fault diagnosis. Then you have autonomous vehicles going deep under the ocean, exploring there, going up in the space, and even small things like pilotless cars.
Let's break it down. CPS is about the intersection, not the union, of the physical and the cyber. Cyberspace is the notional environment in which communication over computer networks occurs. It combines engineering models and methods from mechanical, environmental, civil, electrical, biomedical, chemical, aeronautical, and industrial engineering with the models and methods of computer sciences. By using a combination of machines, sensory devices, embedded computational intelligence, and various communication mechanisms, CPS monitor physical elements with computer-based algorithms tied to the internet. This means they are capable of independently functioning based on their physical surroundings. Before we delve deeper into the science of cyber-physical systems, let's get a broader understanding of the fields likely to benefit from this new cyber revolution. Cyber-physical systems have the potential to transform distribution of electricity by integrating the behavior and actions of all users connected to it. The benefits of a seamless intelligent system would include self-automation and seamlessly balancing power supply due to varying energy requirements of customers across regions. Integrating renewable power sources, reduction of losses and enhanced safety. Some other areas where cyber info systems are likely to have a major impact are smart water networks to reduce leakage, better groundwater